Hey, what is up, guys? Excuse me. And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with dragons on the play for game one. Leaning pretty hard into this Overlord. We'll see if it whiffs or not, or if we find a better top deck. It has some interaction, which is nice. Swamp and pass. And hold exhale. Island shock 4. It's a grand. Pause on end step. Behold dragon. And draw. Scavenger Regent. Bailmerk. ETB trigger. And finds Ice Till or Bloomvine. The only downside is we can't actually play the Ice Till next turn, so I'm thinking the Bloomvine. And pass. And pass. Storm Chaser's talent, make an otter. Should be good to cast the Bloomvine, claim territory. Forest, done. And pass. We have Regent to sweep the otter. Overlord will land on in 3 turns. Next turn we can Disruptive Stormbrood, pop something, or have it land and pop Storm Chaser. Pass in full. Take 1 down the 19. Accumulate Wisdom. Dig 3, pull 1. Okay. And draw. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragons is nice. I will play the Forest. We'll cast Stormbrood. Stormbrood pop talent and pass. And pass. Boomerang basics on Stormbrood, fine by me. Otter attack in for 2. Opponent's passing. There's Terminus. I'll play a Swamp. I'll cast Terminus. I mean, right now we're playing to board and opponent's playing pretty far behind. I will Petty Revenge and pass to play around Quench. 1 turn for Overlord and pass. I mean, this is a good example when opponent doesn't land Monument and Artist Talent, I'm okay. Esper Origins. I will cast... let's go Maelstrom Terminus. Cast Esper Origins. Passage to Yard, Betrayal top, and pass. Overlord will hit board. Next turn we can Betrayal, sweep my opponent's yard. And opponent skips it up. I mean, opponent definitely did not draw well. That much is clear. Alright, let's go to sideboard. So, let us see here. I was talking a bit about maybe bringing Vendetta, naming Monument to Endurance. That's a consideration. Strategic stays, Vendetta in, Necropsy went in, which means Archivist stays. If we were to trim anything, thinking Bahamut, Stormbrood's good. Otherwise, Bloomvine is reasonable to cut out, or trim out rather. Keyanide's also a consideration, but maybe just want to hold the exhale. The thing is that, again, playing to board, I feel like we win that matchup, but if they're playing to Monument and Artist Talent, then we're kind of behind. Maybe we just keep it like this. I think we could argue Duresin, but I'm not sure if that's good enough, given the amount of cards they can just draw naturally. Keen-Eye's definitely a consideration, as is Black Sun, but I think the regions are fine for that job. So I'd say the only thing I consider here is Keen-Eyed. But I think we'll just keep it like this. Two Betrayals. I mean, early removal for Grand. We got some ramp. We'll keep. See how it fares. Opponent will get down to 6. Island. Passing. No Grand. Restless Cottage. Pass. And pass. Verge. Passing. Could have Quench up. Play a Swamp. Pass. Accumulate Wisdom. Nope. Abandon Attachments. Discard a card. Draw 2. We'll pass. Passing. Miss their land drop. Play a Forest and pass. Next turn we can play Terminus. Soul Guide Lantern eats a card out of their own yard. It is a must, not a may. Draw. Well, in that case, I will cast Terminus. Could they have brought in Spell Pierce? Maybe. So we'll cast Terminus and pass. A null. Okay. Wasn't expecting a null, but fine. There's Gran. Draw. I will cast Strategic Betrayal. Play Restless Cottage and pass. And pass. Storm Chaser Talent. And pass and draw. I mean, Vendetta gets us Perfect Knowledge. So I will play Swamp, Vendetta, target you. Monument to Endurance. Only 2 Endurance in deck? That doesn't seem right? Normally they should be running 4 unless they trim them out. Interesting. I guess they must have trimmed them out. Ruinous Rampage. Exile artifact mana value 3 or less to each opponent. Huh. Fascinating. 2 quench. 1 annul in hand. Alright, I mean, we'll take the monuments, and I think we're good. We'll pass. Combustion Technique. Draws a card off of the Soul Guide. Well, now we have them playing solely to board, which is good for us. Combustion Technique is instant speed. There's talent. They have been missing their land drops, though. Draw. Bossing Say. Bossing Say. On a cottage. Go to combat. I'll eat the Soul Guide Lantern. Get a food. And pass. 18 all. There is another Soul Guide Lantern. Which means they can actually hit my Restless Cottage in yard. Pitching Combustion Technique. Hits Vendetta. Not sure why I pitched the Combustion Technique right now. Down to 16. Crack a food. And draw Esper Origins. So now there's a null. We know there's Accumulate Wisdom, another Combustion Technique. I will say play a forest. Esper Origins. Roots Yard. Cottage Top. I'll say let's go Cottage Yard. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Esper Origins. Flashback. Bloomvine Regent. Cottage Yard, Regent Top. And draw. Go to combat. Swing for 2. Cottage trigger, target technique. Combustion Technique. Why would you wait till after I attack, though? That I don't know. Yield all. With it on the stack, you can exile my yard, but chose not to. Interesting. We'll pass. And pass. For Ral. Makes an otter. Passing. Draw. 2 mana. So how would I like to proceed here? 1, 2, 3, Bossing Say. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should be able to animate and animate. So we should be able to kill the Ral here, I'm pretty sure. So Bossing Say on Cottage. And Cottage. Fable Passage. Go to combat. Attack all at Ral. Trigger, consume, trigger, consume. Yield all. Ral will take 2. And at this point, we'll pass. Looks like firebending lesson. Yield all. Ral trigger, bossing say triggers. They choose again not to empty my yard. Ral draws 3, discards 2. Boomerang basics on talent. Accumulate wisdoms now online. Wisdom, draw 3, yield all. One mana up. Do you just play the Otter? Talent, Boomerang basics. That's fine. Yield all. So you're leaving the Ral unprotected. Interesting. But a pause on end step. I will fetch for a forest and we'll draw. So again, bossing say 1, 2, 3 on cottage, play Fabled Passage and fetch for a forest, Restless Cottage, go to combat, 4 at Ral, 2 at you, trigger. I will eat the Boomerang basics and the Accumulate Wisdom. Could argue both basics. Actually, yeah, we'll go both basics here. Yield all. And pass in full. And pass. Accumulate wisdom, draw 3. Storm Chaser's talent triggers. 6 cards left in hand. Another Storm Chaser's talent. Okay. Gran. Gran is discounting now, and a third talent. Well, now what I'd love to see is a regent here, scavenger regent. Sweep for 2. I will draw Archivist. Fortunately, don't have anything in yard that we can hit. So what we can do is Maelstrom the Spirit Dragon for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, yes. I think we are good to go Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Crack. For Scavenger Regent. Exude Toxin. For 2. You're tapped out. Trigger Bossing Say. Betrayal target you, empty your yard of lessons, and pass. But we'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Again, I mean, that's a good example of what I talk about, though, where if we're playing to board, the matchup's a breeze. The moment that they assembled the talent and a monument loop, that's where they have one turn. We have one turn cycle, and they just win on the spot. So I'm gonna say I don't think we won there simply because we played the matchup well. I think that is true, but I think our opponent's deck kind of just stumbled and could not execute in a meaningful way. So we'll take this win with a grain of salt, but we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. Opponent keeps opening 7. Draw. Stormbrood, play Cottage and pass. And pass. We'll let this see an untapped land so we can play a Terminus. Spirebluff Canals. Double blue for Thundertrap Trainer. Get out. Draw. Do we find an untapped land? We do not. We find Betrayal. We'll play Cottage and pass, holding up Caustic Exhale. Plays a Verge. We'll take the 1. Two mana for 3 mana for stock up. That's fine. And we'll draw. Ice Till. I will cast Terminus then. Fable Passage. And I will pass. Again, holding up Exhale. Get out is a bit of a problem that I'll have to play around. It is counter magic. Opponent will go to combat. Swing for 1 down to 18. Casting Splash Portal in response. I'm going to behold a dragon. And we'll reveal Stormbrood. Trainer down, Splash Portal fizzles. Casting Storm Chaser's talent, triggers, and Boomerang basics. Okay. Do you find a land for turn? You do not. We'll fetch, grab a forest, and draw. In that case, I think we go Ice Till Ramp. I will cast Ice Till. Fable Passage, mill a card. Fable Passage, fetch, question mark. Don't really need to fetch. We could Stormbrood here and pop the Otter. I'm not entirely against that idea, though it's also not really necessary either. Fabled Passage fetch for a forest. Fabled Passage fetch for a swamp. Stormbrood, Petty Revenge on the Otter, and we'll pass. And pass. Roaring Furnace, Ice Till down. Storm Chaser's Talent makes an Otter. And we'll draw. Esper Origins. I will cast Esper Origins. I'm going to say Exhale, Overlord, top, Esper Origins. Exhale, top, Overlord, top, and draw the Overlord. Play the Swamp, and we will pass and pass. So I might want to hold up the Get Out for the Overlord. Get Out bounces their board. Okay, so Get Out is out. 2 for Furnace. Hits Origins. We'll take 3 down to 19. I will draw. There's Exhale. I will play Fabled Passage fetch and grab a forest and cast Overlord. We could pick up Stormbrood. We also could pick up Archivist. Stormbrood can pop the Otter, but we have Exhale for that. The other option, of course, is Ice Till, which can pick up the Bossing Say and another Restless Cottage. All decent options, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'll pick up the Archivist because we can kind of generate more additional value. So I'll grab the Archivist and hold up the Exhale. This way, if they also kill the Overlord, we can always pick up the Overlord, recast it. Another Storm Chaser's Talent. We have the Scavenger Regent, so I'm not too worried. Great bait, mate. I'll take the 2. Down to 17. 5 cards in hand. End step. And draw. A second Exhale. I will go to combat. Into the Flood Maw will resolve. Second main. I suppose we could attempt to recast, but could be playing into a Get Out. To be fair, there's not much we can do if that's the case. Alternatively, could play Regent for some mana. I will recast the Overlord. Do we play into a Get Out? We do, but we have the Archivist as backup. Yield all. In which case, it is tempting to Exhale here followed by a betrayal. I will exhale Behold a Dragon, Regent. Betrayal target you, so you can't pick up the basics with the talent. And we'll pass. And we'll pass. Riddler, draw a card. Splash Portal, yes. Well, that is unfortunate, I won't lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could Regent and sweep. I will start with Esper Origins. Esper Origins to yard, Betrayal to top. Cast another Esper Origins. Necropsy and Betrayal. I will show them the Betrayal. Actually, no, I'll show them the Necropsy. Shows them Necropsy. At this point, I will pass. And I will hold. Thundertrap Trainer. What does Thundertrap Trainer find? So this would be 5, 7, 12 mana for Necropsy. Prowess triggers. We have plenty of things to eat in yard for Necropsy, so I'm not too worried there. Storm Chaser's talent, sure. I'll go to blocks. Red. For Torch, in response, I will Behold a Dragon. And yield all. Take the 4 down to 17. I mean, at this point, we could just Regent sweep. We'll draw. Yeah, honestly, Regent sweeping here might not be the worst idea, because we want to get rid of the Overlord guaranteed. So we go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, leaves 2. Other option is to Necropsy, hit Overlord Talent, and Roaring Furnace. Let's go Necropsy. I think I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll cast Esper Origins. 1, 2. Bloomvine Regent and Betrayal. Betrayal top, Regent top, and draw the Regent. I will then cast Necropsy. So creature. Oh, that's 2 enchantments, right? So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 left over. I mean, you definitely cast Necropsy. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I should have swept the region, I think. So Necropsy, you, and you. Done. And value will be 12 still, right? 5, 10, 12. So let's see here. Oh, interesting. I guess because both rooms aren't open, its mana value is only 2, not the collective. Is that right? Fascinating. So we need 4 more. I guess we can go with Scavenger. And there's Exhale, 3. No, we don't have anything else to push. So yeah, we'll go Regent, 4, and done. Necropsy, go attacking. Swing for 4. Down to 16 and pass. Island and talent picks up Stock Up or Splash Portal. Picks up Stock Up, that's fine. Cast Stock Up, triggers Otter. Three in hand, 1 mana remaining. We have an overrun effect next turn. We could try and launch a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, not lethal. Boomerang basics. Sure, that's fine. Take 4, down to 15. I will draw Betrayal. So in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose I will cast Esper Origins. Swamp, swamp. I'll go top here. Regent, claim territory. 1, 2. 1, done. Play Forest, cast Esper Origins yet again. Let's not reveal the Regent or reveal the Forest. Hits the board and pass. Now we're not exactly pressed to sweep the board right now. 4, Storm Chaser's talent, once again, I imagine. 6, are you gonna level up to level 3? I mean, we have the Archivist, which can pick up Necropsy, or we can just exile it. Level 2 picks up what? Another Stock Up, that's fine. So this is just, is it Prowess, right? Or it's kind of, is it Scam, I guess? I'm not sure what to really classify this as. 4 cards in hand. You attack. I'll just take no blocks. Down to 16. 2 mana for a Riddler Warp. Draw a card. And draw. Scavenger Regent. I mean, we could sweep for 2, but I think I'm going to Archivist. Archivist will return Overlord. Cast Overlord. I'll pick up Ice Till Explorer. Play a land for turn and cast Ice Till. In that case, I will play Bossing Say, trigger, and go to combat, swing for 4. And at this point in time, I have lethal on board. Ral's fine. Draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards. Sure. And we have a sweeper here that we've just been pocketing, as well as Betrayal at the ready. Esper Origins presenting an overrun effect, even if they go wide. Discard some lands. 5 mana up. If they attack, I'll block the Archivist. That way we can always pick it up again if we really want or need. You have 25 cards left in deck. Somehow we actually only have 21 cards left in deck. I've not seen Bahamut yet. I'm not sure we really need to see Bahamut here right now. Trainer goes digging. What do you find off of Trainer? Find Siege. Okay. You can play Siege. Don't really care about that. Again, we have a sweeper pocketed. There is a Storm Chaser's talent. Make another Otter. 4 left in hand, 3 unknown. No attacks. And draw. I will animate a Restless Cottage. We can't animate another Restless Cottage if I'm going to sweep. So we'll just let this resolve. Hits the Archivist Torch. Yeah, that's fine. Yield all. So it'll be exiled instead. And I will play... Well, I guess we could have actually, because we do have Ice Till shenanigans, don't we? So we can go 1, 2, 3. So Region, Exude, Toxin. And done. I'll then play a Swamp, mill a card, play Bossing Say. I guess playing Bossing Say doesn't do much here, doesn't? I suppose play Cottage, because we play Bossing Say, we activate Bossing Say. Yeah, it doesn't really do much here. I guess we could pick up something that's 4 mana, which isn't really much. So in that case, we'll just go Cottage, mill a card, go to combat, attack. I guess actually we should have... yeah, I messed up there. Should probably an untapped land, because I could push this up to 7, 11, 12. Yes, I am presenting lethal, but now I'm not. So I suppose we'll attack you, attack Ral, attack you, triggers. I suppose I'll eat Torch out of Principle, yield all. I'll pick up Bahamut, which should put an end to things. And Ral down to 8. And we'll betrayal you now. Empty the yard, so talents are offline. And pass. Siege. Teamer. Riddler Warp. 5. Land tap, 2 in hand. Thunder Trap Trainer. 7. Splash Portal. Splash Portal on Riddler. Draw 2. Still 7. And they can't really all-out attack unless they're going to win here. Warp Trigger and draw. So in that case, we will cast Bahamut. Cast Bahamut. Bahamut, pop Riddler. I will play a Bossing Say. Play a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Activate the Cottage. Go to combat. Swing. We'll eat the Splash Portal. Yield all. And pick up another Bahamut. Done. You don't have to block. Blocks the Overlord. Torch the tower on the Overlord. That's fine. So Overlord is down. You'll take 5, down to 3. We have food to go up to 19 and a Bahamut as a blocker. So I'm pretty sure this is GG's. Basics on Bahamut. Bahamut back. Pyroclasm, sure. Riddler, draw a card. Draw 2. That's 5. Plays a mountain. A braid. Ice till down. Go to combat. End step. Crack a food. And draw. Alright, so how should we do this? I will animate first. I hate that it does this. I don't know why sometimes it just makes me do it like that. Oh, I should have kept one other black source up. We'll just earthbend it. Go to combat. Swing all at you. 1, 2, 3. Yield all. And I believe the cottages should get there. They do indeed. Okay, let's go to sideboard. Let me look up a list real quick. Is this Prowess? Yeah, is it aggro slash Prowess, more or less? Sideboard wise, might bring an Enduring Curiosity, Disdainful Stroke, Annul. In that case, how do I want to proceed for sideboard? ETB triggers, I mean, Riddler and Trainer, it's kind of important, but I don't think we bring in Torpor Orb. We could bring in Duress. I think Duress could be relevant-ish. Bitter Triumph also seems relevant over Exhale. Exhale really only hits the Thundertrap Trainer and the Otters, which is okay. Necropsy still seems relevant. I don't think I really need Black Sun. Don't really need Keen-Eyed. I think you could argue the Torpor Orb, but I'm not entirely sure it's necessary. I think just run it back like this then. On the draw for game 2, I will keep. I will pass. The bottom mulligan's down to 6. Island and pass, draw, marsh, dress you. Grab, stock up, pass, and pass. Blurring Bolt deals 4 damage at sorcery speed. Riddler, draw card. Played the Verge. Draw. Marsh. Overlord, impend. And we whiff, but find an Origins. We'll pass and pass. Trainer. Boomerang basics. I mean, if they play double Otter, we're just going to sweep with Regent. And draw. Swamp. Regent. Exude Toxin for 1. And pass. And pass. For Chandra makes a vehicle and hits me for 3. I will draw. There's Bitter Triumph. So we can go up to 4. I think I will Bitter Triumph here. Pay 3 life. Hit the Chandra. Play Fable Passage and pass. And pause on end step. Row makes an Otter. Crew attack for 3. Yeah, crew 1's pretty cheap, damn. Grab a forest. And draw. Shared roots. I will cast Esper Origins. Yes, I think I'll cast Esper Origins here. Regent. Regent Yard, Archivist top. We'll draw into the Archivist, play a Forest, and pass. I do recognize that Origins is going to likely eat the Obliterating Bolt. Stock up. We do need to deal with that Ral. Land for turn. Shock, I'd imagine. Obliterating Bolt on Esper Origins. Yep. Take 3, down to 10. Ral's at 7. Ral's at 8. That is a wee bit concerning. We'll take 6 down to 7. And we will draw. Would love to see Necropsy. No such luck. We can cast Ice Till. And play Swamp. Mill a card. Bossing Say. Mill a card. Regent Exude Toxin for 1. Sweep the Otters and pass. Overlord hits board, but if they start getting Storm off of Ral's ult, we're in a bit of trouble. So it comes down to these last 3 cards. Last 2 cards. Thunder Trap Trainer pulls. Boomerang Basics. I mean, if they Boomerang Basics Storm Chaser's talent, it's non-creature. They can then play talent Ral ult, and then they have Storm on everything, which is not insignificant. Basics on talent. Plays talent. Trigger Ral. Plays another talent. Now they can Ral ult. Play into the Flood Maw. Gift Fish. I actually don't need to gift fish here. Right. Three in hand. They crew. Hit me for 3. Yeah, this vehicle has done a number on me. Jesus. I will cast Baelmerk. Trying to find the Scavenger Regent here. We find the Regent. So we need to X equals 2. We'll Fable Passage crack for a Forest. So I will Exude Toxin for 2. Actually, yeah, we've already played a land for turn. Exude Toxin for 2 and done. Cast Shared Roots for a Swamp and pass. And pray that's enough, but I'm not exactly confident. Makes an Otter, which means they can hit me for 3 down to 1. Thunder Trap Trainer will find nothing. And there is Siege, and that will do it. Yep. I will simply concede. Alright. So in that case, I mean, I think we keep it as is. Yes, let's do that. Yeah, the planeswalkers are definitely a bit of an issue, admittedly. On the play for game 3, I will keep. Unfortunately, no turn 1 duress, but we can shared roots on 2 or Esper Origins. And pass, and pass. Canal for talent. Draw. Scavenger. Shared roots for a swamp. And pass, and pass. Boomerang basics on talent. Plays talent. Take 3 down to 17. We'll draw. Second swamp, so we could regent and clear the otters. I do think that's probably wise. The other option is to Bloomvine Regent here and set up for next turn instead. I will claim territory. Forest, forest, forest done. Duress, target you. Fine. Splash Portal, stock up, Storm Chasers. I'll take the stock up and pass. And pass. If we play another Storm Chasers, again, we can clear it. Plays Island. Plays Storm Chaser. Attack for 4, down to 13. 2 in hand, or 3 in hand, 1 unknown. I will cast Splash Portals at sorcery speed. They have 1 unknown card. I'll cast Esper Origins here. Bitter Triumph, top, Regent, top. We'll play a Forest and Regent Exude Toxin for 2, just to play it safe and pass. Get out, returns the talents, that's fine. And pass, so they can rebuild with the talents. Again, 1 unknown, passage, mountain tapped, and draw. Bahamut. In that case, I will Esper Origin. We Esper Origin or Ice Still? We can Ice Till, Blooming Marsh. I think I'm going to Esper Origin here. Oressa's Cottage Yard, Swamp Top. We'll draw into the swamp, play the Blooming Marsh, and pass. Because it means that next turn we can play the Bahamut. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plays an island. Picks up. Stock up. No attacks. Draw. Archivist. Play a swamp and cast Bahamut. Bahamut, this is level 2. I'm going to pick the Storm Chaser's talent. Go to combat, swing for 4. We need to start dealing damage here. We're currently in the red. We'll pass. Stock up, goes digging. basics on Bahamut. Attack for 6. 3, 7, 8, 1 short. We draw. Regent. I will cast Ice Till. Yes, we'll cast the Ice Till. Cast or play Restless Cottage, mill a card. Swamp. I played that incorrectly. I will cast Selesnya Archivist. And we'll exile the talent and pass. Yeah, if I would have held up one more green source, we could have played the Bloom Vine. Hits the Ice Till, I'd imagine. Five unlocks the room. Draws a card. We'll draw. Esper Origins. Bahamut pop and pass. No attacks and pass. Opponent's now in the red as well. Ral Crackling Wit. Draws 3. Pitches 2. Glitches the Splash Portal. If Ral sticks on board, we'll pop it with Bahamut. I mean, if they had the basics, I feel like they would have used it at this point. Obliterating Bolt on Archivist. Combat will block with Bahamut. Draw. Bahamut will pop the Ral. I will cast Regent, gain 3 life. I will cast Esper Origins, Yard, Yard. Cast Esper Origins, Yard, Yard, and pass. Go to attacks. Lethal's on board, and pass. Opponent will draw a card. There's Chandra. Sacrifice an artifact. If you do, discard a card. You don't have an artifact, though. Interesting. Did they misclick, maybe? I'm not sure Chandra really matters here, does it? Boomerang basics on Bahamut. Siege. It's a 5/4. I'll take the 5. And draw. Cast Bahamut. Bahamut will hit the Chandra, yield all. Play the Fabled Passage. No attacks. Pause on end step. Splash Portal the Otter. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. That was a bit of a close one, but we got there. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. And we can ramp here on 3, but not do too much else. It's very top deck dependent, I suppose. Play Blooming Martian, pass, and pass. Surveil, could be control. Blooming Martian, pass, and pass. Island and clay-fired bricks. So this is artifacts then. I'll play claim territory. Done. Pass. And pass. I haven't played against artifacts before. Let's see. Can I find the list? We'll draw. Jeskai artifacts. Yep, this looks correct. I will cast Ice Till. I will play Cottage, mill a card. Necropsy would have been nice. I will play Fable Passage, mill a card, and Fabled Passage fetch for a Swamp, mill a card. Bossing Say's nice. We'll pass and pass. 3 for Perilous Snare. Split up, quite rude. Draw. Bahamut 2, 4, 6, 7. I will 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll cast, or rather animate the Restless Cottage. Go to attacks. We'll eat the split up and pass. Put a pause on end step. Next turn we can double cast Regent. Repurposing Bay. Repurposing Bay seems pretty good. Synthesizer, yeah, it is. Yeah, Synthesizer is going to become an issue. Would love to find a Disruptive Stormbrood. Bailmerk, Impend. Finds Archivist. Grab the Archivist. Cast the Archivist. And exile the Synthesizer. Play a Swamp. And pass. And pass. So they can Repurposing Bay again. Battlefront. Basically Coco for artifacts here. Finds Authority Consoles and Clay-Fired Bricks. Another Authority of Consoles. We'll draw. Esper Origin. Cast Esper Origin. Fabled Passage Bahamut. Top. I will, instead of doing that, I think I will Esper Origins again, or Regent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And I guess I will Esper Origins again. I'll go top, draw, yield all, play the Fabled Passage, go to combat, attack with Archivist, and pass, and pass. I'm not sure if they can win through double Bahamut. Repurposing Bay is pretty good. Basically, it just seems like we need to keep this synthesizer off board now. Another repurposing bay. Sack clay fired for synthesizer. Land for a turn. They do play hide on the ceiling. Another repurposing bay. For another synthesizer, maybe? For a snare. It's the Esper Origins. There's a construct. We'll draw. I'll fetch with Fable Passage for a forest. I will cast Bahamut. Bahamut will hit the synthesizer. Authority of Consoles. And I will pass and pass. Don't think they can kill me this turn. For Mori Vault, pretty good. Clay fired bricks. Repurposing bay for another synthesizer. Scry 2. I will block that all day, especially because I can pick up the Overlord and exile something. We'll draw. Pop the synthesizer. So that's 3 synthesizers down, right? Tied on the ceiling. XL, return the exiled cards at the beginning of their owner's end step. Yield all. I will cast another Bahamut then. Bahamut will hit the construct. Fabled Passage will trigger. Or not Fabled Passage. Authority Consoles will trigger. Passage fetch for a swamp. And go to combat, swing for 9. Oh, I should not have attacked. Yeah, because I guess it's when it enters, not when it is cast. Interesting. Eats a Bahamut. Yeah, so that's 12 damage now. That's actually a problem. I may have made a mistake here. We'll see, though. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another synthesizer, 14 damage. 18 damage. So 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now, the biggest we can make it is our sweep is for 8. Bahamut, pop, construct. What was the thought there? I'm curious now. Make more constructs. Maybe I should have hit the synthesizer. Take 9. Draw 3. There's Betrayal. So what I'll do here is go to combat and attack. Cast Exude Toxin for 9. And pass. Overlord will trigger and pass. Mega Flare kills them. Do we actually get the Mega Flare win? That'll be a first. So unless they can kill me on the spot or remove Bahamut, Mega Flare will kill them. Not to mention we attack with Overlord, we can pick up Archivist. Relic. Yep. Draws a card. Repurposing Bay. Draws a card. There's the snare. So Bahamut offline. At 8 constructs, relic, or 9/9 again. Multiversal Passage. Tapped. Nope, actually they shocked a Fire Crystal. Everything has haste. Oh. Yeah, that'll do it, unfortunately. Yeah, so I wonder if I should have hit the synthesizer earlier rather than the construct. I think it would have had the same outcome, but also better. Artifacts. Lost for game 1. Yeah. Okay. Also maybe a thought of maybe we should have hit the repurposing bays? I don't know. So Data Black Sun seems better than Regent. Strategic Betrayal's not doing too much. Even the Caustic Exhales aren't doing much here, right? Yeah. So Exhale's out. Creatures entering. Unfortunately, it's not creatures. This is where Doorkeeper Thrall will be better than Torpor Orb, of course. We could bring in Vendetta. And I suppose... Actually, you know what? Maybe... Instead of Vendetta, bring in Duress. Maybe we'll trim a Regent for the second Vendetta. Run it back like this. I think I could have played that a bit tighter and probably gotten the win out of game 1. This be my first matchup, definitely. It showed. Alright. Game 2 on the play. I will keep Funnel Mulligan into 6. Stormbrood, Archivist, both very good here. Vendetta can grab the Synthesizer, which will be nice. Cottage. And Pass in Full. Archive Surveil. For Mori Vault to Yard, we'll draw second Shared Roots, we'll cast Shared Roots, and grab a forest, methinks. And pass. And pass. It is a mountain. Shock 4. Passing. Could be holding up a disdainful stroke. Negate. Something to that degree. I will cast Shared Roots again. Grab a swamp this time. And pass. And pass. Definitely a bit of a slow start. Draw. Cottage. We'll start with Overlord. I imagine this is going to get stroked. As in Scatter. Cottage and pass. And pass. There's Voice and Relic. Draw. Duress. Let's duress you. Repurposing Bay, Battlefront. We'll take the Battlefront. And then Ancient Vendetta you. Name. Where is it? The synthesizer. Simulacrum. Simulacrum synthesizer. And done. And pass. And pass. Clay-fired bricks. Plays the plains. Plays the voice. Attack for 3. I'll draw. Bahamut. I think I cast Dea Black Sun here for 2. And pass. And pass. I want to hit the Repurposing Bay of Stormbrood if I can help it. And there's the bay. Cracks Relic, draws a card. And grabs. Another Repurposing Bay. Draw. Ice Till. Ice Till. We don't have any lands in yard, unfortunately. Stormbrood, Papa Bay. And pass. Scrapbot. You exiled my yard. That's quite rude. Repurposing Bay for Thousand Moon. The number of artifacts or creatures you control may tap and transform. We'll draw. So I will cast Selesnya Archivist, and we'll get rid of the Thousand Moon. I will play a Fable Passage. And at this point, we'll pass. No attacks. Put a pause on end step. Six, 7 mana? What the fresh hell is this? I'll block with the Archivist. I'll fetch with Fable Passage. Grab a Forest. I will cast Ice Till, Fable Passage, mill a card. Fable Passage, fetch. Forest Swamp, mill a card. Fable Passage, fetch. I will pause here and pass. No attacks. Put a pause on end step. 3, 6, 8, 9. We have Bahamut. Other moon. Does look like it. Yeah, the clay fabric's pretty good. I will block and block. End step fetch for a forest. And draw. Fable Passage fetch for a forest. Cast Bahamut, pop the gnome, and pass. United Battlefront. Finds more clay-fired bricks. He thinks I'm in trouble, to be honest. Because the Perilous Snare's 3, so they can repurposing Bay, right? Well, they decide to go for another Battlefront. Relic draws a card. We'll block, take 9, down to 8. Bahamut, pop another gnome. I will cast Esper Origins, Origins to Yard, Black Sun top. Another Origin. Origin to Yard, Black Sun top. Reveals Black Sun, unfortunately. I'll go to combat, swing at you for 9. Down to 15 and pass. Repurposing Bay, draws a card. For Snare. Snare hits Bahamut, yep. Also, was surprised to see him not do that last turn. Repurposing Bay, sacrifice Clayfire for Star Cage. Rest in peace. Oh, that's just rude. Crystal. But each card exiles the artifact into its owner's graveyard and create a 2/2 colors robot artifact creature token of each card. Interesting. Oh, there's Day of Black Sun. Let's go to combat. Attack with all. Stack the triggers. No targets. And lethal's on board. Medea's Archive. Island to Yard. Do you activate Star Cage? Biza with haste. Gain some life. Yep. Repurposing Bay for fails defined. Biza attacks and draw. Blooming Marsh. Biza's 4 mana. Biza down. Blooming Marsh and pass. We'll gain 6 up to 14. Clay fired. Yep. Go to attacks. Crack a food. Crack a food and pass. Draw. Passage. Crack passage. For a swamp. They also have Demolition Field. Almost missed that, I'll be completely honest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cottage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to combat. Demo field. I'll float. Yes. For a swamp. And we'll go to combat. Attack. Target. No targets. Thing is, I think I die now, actually. I should have kept that back as a blocker. We can go up to 13, but I think we take 12? So I guess we're not dead yet, but pretty damn close. I wonder if I should have just held back both cottages for the Biza and waited for the clay-fired bricks, but there's no way they would have went into the clay-fired bricks unless they knew the Day of Black Sun was out. Could have given me turns, though. Oh, yeah, I think that will get them there. We'll crack the 13, but I'm pretty sure that's 15. We go to -2 and lose. Okay. I definitely think we can win this matchup, but it definitely is a grind fest. With that being said, though, we'll be back for match 4. All right, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. I will keep Blooming Marsh, pass. Hold up, exhale. Spirebluff Canal. Draw. Play Swamp. Hold up, exhale. Spirebluff Canal. Pays for FOMO. ETB trigger. Have you pitch. And exhale, pay the extra 1. And pass. We'll draw. Play Restless Cottage and pass. And pass. Talent. Duelist. Draw. Shared Roots. Play Bossing, say. Petty Revenge on Duelist. Cast Shared Roots. Grab a Forest and pass. And pass. Siege. Do you draw cards, I imagine, at this point? Nope, you're going to haste. Take 3, down to 17. We'll draw. Play Fable Passage. Ice Till. Play a Forest. And Millikar. I should have fetched the Fable Passage prior, but it is what it is now. Fetch Fable Passage for a Swamp. Mill, Betrayal, and pass. So next turn we can start bossing, say, on Cottage. FOMO. 3 types in Yard. 4 types in Yard with Torch. That is a bit concerning. Reckless Cottage can start... Ooh, Jesus. Draw a card. So we take 10. FOMO's 3, 10, 13. We'll block the Otter since we can kill it. Down to 4. Warp. Draw. Fable Passage. Mill a card. There's Bahamut. Grab a Swamp. Kind of looking for Esper Origins right now. For a Forest. Necropsy. So in that case, we can Restless Cottage, 1, 2, 3, 1. I think I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack with Cottage. Eat the FOMO. Hit you for 4. And we will pass, yeah? Yeah. This way we can eat food back at the 7. They can cast things. Duelist of the Mind. And another Riddler. Yes, we'll concede. So this is looting, loss for game 1. So let's take a look at a looting list. I mean, it's half and half on creatures to non-creatures, more or less. Don't think Day of Black Sun makes much sense here. I think could still argue Bitter Triumph, but I think you could start argue Betrayal, but I think Triumph makes sense here. Exhale still makes sense. If we were, I don't think taking out Frostcliff does enough in this matchup. I don't think Day of Black Sun's enough either. Alright, I think we just run it back as is. On the play for game 2, I will keep looking down to 6. And I do wonder if I had activated the Cottage a turn sooner and eaten the FOMO in yard, maybe that would have been enough. We'll pass. Island for seal. That's fine. Swamp for origins. Shared roots and regent. We'll put regent top, shared roots top. We'll draw into shared roots and pass. And pass. And this way we can ramp and also hold up exhale. Lantern eats origins. Quite unfortunate. Draws a card, untaps seal, attacks down to 19. I will draw. Maelstrom, shared roots. For a forest, and hold up exhale. I do need more lands here. Tiger Seal taps. Passage for a mountain shock. Down 18. For a Winter Night Stories. I'm gonna Caustic Exhale, Behold a Dragon. Nope. And pass. Draw 3, discard 2. Guess I should have let that resolve first, actually. That way they don't make decisions based around whether or not Tiger Seal's on yard. In retrospect, we should have waited. Draw. Blooming Marsh tapped. Regent. And pass. 4 away from Bahamut. And pass. Might activate the Cottage next turn to get rid of Winter Night. Basics on Regent, pitch a card. Pitches basics. Draw. What removal did I have? Torch. Abrade. I don't think they have anything that can kill at instant speed. Another roots, though. I think I will Cottage. Go to combat. Swing with Cottage. Eat the Winter Night Stories. And pass in full. Down to 12. And pass. Ral makes an otter. We'll draw. Fable Passage, fetch for a forest, shared roots for a forest, cast regent, and pass. 2 away from Bahamut, we'll pass. Makes an otter. We need to take out the Ral before long. Riddler, draw a card. Riddler, warp. And draw. Shared roots once again. Let's go to combat. Attack with region at Ral. Second main, shared roots. Grab a swamp. They might have brought in Disdainful Stroke or Spider Sense. Do we play the Scavenger? I think I do. Play Scavenger and pass. Let's see what you got, if anything. Could have Get Out. They have Get Out, yes. Yeah. So the other option, like I said, was to exude Toxin and hold up 2 for Spell Pierce. That may have been the correct play. We'll see. Makes an otter. There's Riddler. 3, 5, 8. I really need a land here. I'll draw. Well, I suppose I should have specified, right? If I were to crack 1, 2, 3, 4, leaves 3, not enough for what I want to do. So in that case, we will pass and hold up cottage, hold up our food. Yeah, playing Bahamut there would have been the perfect opportunity, but because of the tapped land, well, that's trouble. Yield all. Everything has haste, I imagine. Haste trample, yep. Duelist of the Mind. You make an otter, you know, you draw 3, discard 2 cards. Land and Tiger Seal. Go to combat. Animate cottage. Crack a food. Go to blocks. We block. I think I block here. But then I can't attack down Ral. Take 3, 8, 13, 17. Not ideal. Like I said, the alternative options, we block the duelist here. Only mitigates 1 more damage. Or I guess, yeah, mitigates only 1 more damage. Yeah, I'll block the otters. Down to 10. End step and draw. Exhale. So this gets a bit interesting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean, I think I will Bahamut. Bahamut hit the Riddler. Do we attempt to tack down Ral? I would like to go to combat, attack down Ral. Yeah, the siege is a bit unfortunate, hence why I kind of want to get the Ral off board, because Ral does represent another creature. We'll pass. Alright, question of the day. Can they untap that seal and can they kill me? With the Bahamut on board, it is promising. Next turn we can hit the siege. We can have the exhale, hit the duelist. Like, we have good options here. It just depends on whether or not we survive the turn. Casting Burst Lightning, target me. I think that might be the game then, yeah? Yes. Because we block, we take 6. Yes, they have the game. Quantum Riddler, okay. They really had the game. The siege was an issue. Maybe, I mean, we had to get rid of the other Riddler. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should have gotten rid of... They could have left a Ral? Kept the Scavenger back? I don't know. That one's a hard one. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, back for match 5 on the play for game 1. We'll hold up Exhale on 1, Shared Roots on 2, Bloomvine Regent on 3, and see what we draw into after that. Played against Cave Dan on a few scenarios now. What were they playing last time I played against them? They were on Landfall. That's right. This is that one person who plays Ice Till and Harmonizer and can OTK me. Yeah, that will be interesting. I'll play a Swamp and pass and hold up Exhale. Gran. I will Behold a Dragon, Behold Regent. They're on Lessons now. I'll draw, play a Forest and Shared Roots. Grab a Forest and pass. And pass. Restless Reef, another Gran. We'll draw. So in that case, I will play a Swamp, Petty Revenge on Gran, Shared Roots for a Forest, and pass, and pass. Depending on what we draw into, I might just cast the Bloomvine Regent here. No Grand for you. Gloomlake Verge. I wonder if this is Reanimator. It's definitely not Lessons. What the fresh hell are you? Station. Beginning of combat on your turn. Turn up to one target artifact creature control. The ancient. What? What is happening here? What is happening here? What? Hold on. The ancient one, descend 8, can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a card this way, target player mills cards equal to its mana value. Synthesizer. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if the one other target artifact control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 2/2 and gains flying until end of turn, it will be able to animate next turn as a 4/4. We'll draw. I'll play the Bloomvine. And I'll play the Blooming Marsh and pass. Interesting. At least now we have a blocker for the Synthesizer. There's Soulstone Sanctuary. Synthesizer is online. And draw. I will cast Ice Till Explorer. Does Ice Till resolve? Play a land, mill a card. I can't cast Esport Origins right now. I will pass, no attacks. Opponent has 3 in hand. What is this? Soulstone activation? No, you draw a card, discard a card, then you mill. So they're trying to turn on the ancient one. Rockhurst is in yard, so they can renew. Oh, Jesus. And we'll pass. So they can make it where the Bloomvine region can't block. They could activate Ancient One again, and Ancient One should be able to attack. What keywords are on this? Nothing, just an 8/8. Fell Graveship. Huh. Huh. Flying Lifelink, 3/2. Creature or spacecraft returned Gran to yard. By returning Gran. Oh, it's a must, not a may. That's interesting. It says then return a creature or spacecraft. Yeah, if that was a may, not a must, then Ancient One would have been able to attack. But you should be able to then station Gran, which then allows you to draw a card, discard a card, up to 8. Then Ancient One will be primed. It's an 8/8 now. Huh. Interesting. This is fascinating. Okay. Stationing Gran's pretty good. Grimbauble. -2/-2 on the Bloomverge Regent, I imagine. Yeah. It's a 2/3. I mean, I guess you can now animate the Grimbauble. Do we take 12 here? I suppose so. We'll take 12. Down to 11. Station in charge. The Fellgrave ship. We'll draw. I will cast Esper Origins. Let's gain some life. Fail passage to yard to yard. Draw a card. Bossing Say. I will play Bossing Say, mill a card. I'll play Fable Passage, mill a card. I will activate Bossing Say on Fable Passage. And I will pass, because I'm going to need to block. If that wasn't already obvious, Grand charges the Fell Graveship. It has flying now, flying lifelink. One card left in hand. We have blockers. We can block the Ancient with Fable Passage and crack it. So that's not too much of a problem. Oh, right. Our opponent had Rock Cursed. Shit. So that is 12, 15 damage on board. Yeah, that is 12, 15, 17 damage on board, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. I is dead, because lab on Bobble. And we dead. Uh-huh. Rip. Not even sure what to call this. I have no idea what to call this deck. I don't know if it's a real deck. Clearly, it's doing things, but I don't know if it's a real deck. Interesting. Yeah, not seeing anything like it right now. It's pretty cool, though, I won't lie. Yeah. Have absolutely zero clue. Strategic Betrayal actually still seems relevant here because we can empty their yard. Keen-Eyed Curator seems relevant. Necropsy seems relevant. Caustic Exhale still seems relevant. They have Black Sun maybe, but Regent does the job. We need to trim 2 then. I'm thinking maybe 2 Regents and running it back. Yeah, didn't think about stationing Gran. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, on the play for game 2, I will keep play Cottage and pass. And pass. Passage for Island Shock. Tapped, no Gran on 1. We draw. Marsh. Shared Roots. For a Forest. And pass. And pass. Passage for Ancient One. We draw, claim territory. 1, 2, done. Play Cottage and pass and pass. Can't attack or block, so as they put cards into yard, we can Cottage and just kind of vacuum up their yard. Fell Graveship. Mill some cards. Grave Ship is online. It's a 3-2. We'll draw. We can Stormbrood Petty Revenge it. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't do both. So in that case, I think we just Stormbrood it. Stormbrood pops the Fell Grave Ship. Play a Fable Passage. We'll crack it for a swamp and pass and pass. Winter Night Stories. Draw 3, discard 2, up to 7 in Yard. Do you have a way to get 1 more in Yard? Paying cost for Winter Night Stories. So no matter what, that will mean the Ancient One is online. We can Necropsy it. Ancient One in Yard. Okay, so we should be good to just Restless Cottage then. I'll draw Blooming Marsh. We will activate Cottage number 1. Play the Blooming Marsh. Go to combat. Swing for 7. Eat the Ancient One and pass. And pass. Necropsy's still online to pop the Ancient One if necessary. Rockcursed. And Unholy Annex. Draw. Another Restless Cottage. So we can Stormbrood pop the Annex. That is a consideration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, or so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll cast another Stormbrood and pop that Unholy Annex. I will play Cottage. Let's go to combat and swing in the air for 3. If they block with Rockhurst, I think I will block with the Stormbrood. Now maybe I should have just held back the Stormbrood to double block. That is a consideration as well. Is Renew at instant speed? No, only as a sorcery. That is important. Synthesizer. Gran. Synthesizer crew are stations the Gran. Or charges. I guess more accurately, Gran charges Synthesizer. There we go. Winter Night Stories. That's a pretty good pitch. Ancient One is online. Oh no, it needs 1 more permanent. That's important. 1 more permanent. Riddler Warp. Draw a card. The Winter Night Stories, I'd imagine. Winter Night Stories, yep. The problem I see here is they're soon going to be able to get the Riddler on board, and it's going to be hard for me to deal with that as the problem. 8 permanents in yard, so Ancient One is online. Paying cost for Soul Guide. Eats the Fabled Passage, that's fine by me. Synthesizer. And makes the Soul Guide a 2/2. Well, I was summoning 6. That's good for me, because now they can't get rid of my yard. Yes. I'll block with... Is this until the turn? Until the turn. We'll block regardless. Charge counters. End step. Warp. Crack for food. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 now. I will draw. Oh, well, I mean, that also works. So I will play a forest. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are short. So I think we'll hold and go Necropsy. Get rid of Rock Cursed. Synthesizer. It's a little bit tricksy because I'm not going to be able to get rid of enough cards in their yard to stop the Ancient One, but I think that might be okay. Urgent Necropsy. And all we need is 5 then? Or 3? So I guess a Stormbrood. Yeah. So Stormbrood. I'm fine taking a hit from the Ancient One. We're going to animate the Cottage. Go to combat. Attack. Attack. And eat Rock Cursed. And pass. Next turn we can sweep their board. Opponent's down to 5. Lethal's on board then. We'll pass. Maybe in retrospect I should have taken out the Ancient One rather than the Rock Cursed. Yeah, because then we could have swept for 5 instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rather than 8, I suppose. But if they play the Riddler, we're going to have to sweep for 6 anyways. Yeah. They play the Riddler. Draw a card. I mean, the only issue would be if they have something like Spell Pierce. 9. Yeah, no, definitely should have taken out the Ancient One in retrospect, I think. I want to get rid of the Rock Cursed in yard, so that way they can't decay shenanigans us. Spyglass Siren, that's fine. We're down to 12. We'll draw. Play Bossing Say and Exude Toxin for 8. Yes. And go to combat. Swing for 3. Opponent's down to 2, which means we should be able to either animate 2 cottages or Bossing Say at least. and present lethal. Plays a swamp. Unholy Annex. They die to it on end step, though. Ritual Chamber. They make a 6/6. They gain 2 up to 4, but that doesn't matter. Not the number of cottages I have available. We'll draw. So we'll animate cottage number 1. We'll animate cottage number 2. And opponent skips it up. We'll take the win for game 2. Okay. Maybe Day of Black Sun is worth it. Yeah, maybe Day of Black Sun is worth it. Maybe better than the Keen-Eyed? I don't know. Because we definitely want Stormbrood. I think we definitely want the Regents. Necropsy seems good. Betrayal seems good at dealing with the Ancient One shenanigans. At least clearing their board of permanents, so Ancient One's offline. Day of Black Sun's nice, though, because Ancient One's only 2. So if, let's say we were to sweep Riddler, it'd be X equals 5. So it'd be even 1 less than for Regent. Of course, we had our own creatures in that process. So I do think we bring in a couple Day of Black Sun. I think that might be good. Let's run it back like this. On the draw for game 3. We'll keep. Very top deck reliant, but it is workable. You have a Grand, you have a Synthesizer. We'll draw. Bahamut. We'll play the Cottage and pass. And pass. Swamp. Ancient One. Rock Cursed. Yeah, that's gonna crew that pretty quickly, eh? Rock Cursed is pretty good. 2 mana 5/5. I will Esper Origins. Both to Yard. And pass. I'm gonna get absolutely blown out by a Soul Guide Lantern, I feel it in my bones. Watery Grave, shock to 18. For Unholy Annex. They do control a demon. That is a little bit of a problem. So we'll take 4 down to 18, an additional 2 down to 16, and draw. I'll play Bossing Say and another Esper Origins just to try and see if we can stabilize. Shared Roots to Yard, Forest to Yard, and we'll pass. Yeah, what I need right now I think is Day of Black Sun. We'll pass. Because right now we're looking at 11 damage on board. So we're down to 7 as it currently stands. Down to 5 as it currently stands. If they attack the Rock Curse. They don't need to attack the Rock Curse. They could just charge the Synthesizer. Down to 18. There's Grand. Grand will charge. Here's the thing. Why charge a Synthesizer that's currently already animated? Oh no, they did charge that one. Ancient one to yard. 2 cards in hand. Yeah, Day of Black Sun would be huge here. Ancient one. I guess Synthesizer has Summoning Sickness. Okay, we need Day of Black Sun. That's the bottom line here. Day of Black Sun, I think, might even win us the game, to be honest. Do they attack with a Rock Curse? They do not. We'll take 6 down to 12 total for this turn. We draw. We need Black Sun. How do we proceed? I think we proceed by dying. Because even if I were to play Esper Origins and go up to 14, we can block Ancient. I guess Ancient one's not attacking. We can block Rock Cursed. Take 1, 5, 9, 10, 12. Okay, so we're not dead then if we do that. Yes. We'll play a Swamp. We'll cast Esper Origins. We're desperately looking for Day of Black Sun. That's not Day of Black Sun. Both to yard. We'll draw Blind. For a Bahamut. Bahamut's not going to do it right now. We will pass. We're not dead just yet. Keywords. We'll pass. Yeah, maybe we should run the 3rd Black Sun. Yeah, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, down to 2. If they decide to attack the Rock Cursed. They might just attack with the lab ships. Oh, they're attacking all. Okay. Grand becomes tapped. Pitching Multiversal Passage. I'm forced to block the Rock Cursed. We're down to... Oh, hold on. They don't have a demon anymore. Unless they turn on the Ritual Chamber. Okay, so now we're down to 2. Again, we are looking for one thing and one thing only, and that is Day of Black Sun. Go. No, that's not good enough. I mean, one more land, we could have swept everything but the demon, but we still die. We can do what here, if it's anything? We can play Esper Origins, gain 2 up to 4. That's not going to do it. We can play Stormbrood, pop a lab ship, block the demon. We still die to the Unholy Annex. We can Region for 3. That kills a Gran. We can Petty Revenge a Gran. Not to mention blockers are pointless because they have the Rock Cursed in yard. Yes, that will be the game. I will concede. Unfortunate. Alright. Well, that's going to be a 3-2 record at the end of 5. Again, Dragons feels well tuned. It feels like, in the grand scheme of things, like in a vacuum, it feels like a good deck. However, it's very possible that it just isn't the right time for it. Where it definitely performs better when decks are playing to board and you're able to sweep the board of their creatures. You know, they play in a sweeper, stuff like that. Because it is at the end of the day a control deck. It is a tap down control deck. Or a tap out control deck, right? The problem is right now that type of deck just might not be good enough. And I don't know what that means for the deck. I mean, I know what that means for the deck right now, it just might not be playable. However, I'm not sure what that means for me in regards to playing Standard. So I'm going to have to give that some more thought, especially as Portland is coming up. There is a major event, a Spotlight, coming up on, I believe, January 9th. That will give me a little bit more insight to the meta. Maybe I'll make a decision then, but I don't know. I'm kind of wavering. It feels like momentum that was pushing me forward into Standard has petered out. Because I feel like the decks that I enjoy are not the decks that I should be playing. In Modern, you could argue that E-Ramp or Tron or Broodskill are not the best decks, and you would be objectively correct. They're not. Titan would be. But I feel like Modern rewards mastery more than Standard. I think you can spike events through mastery alone in Modern, but I don't think you can do that in Standard in the same capacity. And so it then raises the question of, if I'm going to an RC, I'm spending, at least for dragons, it was going to be like $300 for dragons, $300 for travel, $300 for lodging, plus food, as well as other expenses, is bringing a deck where I'm not confident that I can perform well something I'm willing to do? And I think the answer is no. I might explore some other decks between now and Portland. Maybe I see something that really kind of reinvigorates my interest in Standard. Maybe not before Portland, but maybe going into Milwaukee. But yeah, the bottom line is I'm not sure if I will continue playing Standard in the meantime. I might go back to Modern. I mean, I think that is where, for lack of a term, that's where home is for me. With my Eldrazi's, my Tron lands, and where, again, mastery feels like it's rewarded in a more meaningful way. So, we'll see. Tomorrow's Thursday. Maybe I'll give Dragons another shot. Maybe I'll take another look at Bounty Hunters, Beifong's Bounty Hunters combo. Young Dingo performed well with that recently. Seemingly won matches against Lessons, which, when looking at the deck, I was like, how are you managing that? But potentially the addition of Orboroid does help. Not entirely sold on that concept, but it's something to think about, I suppose. Otherwise, I don't know. Orboroid never really kind of scratched the itch that Dragons did. But again, Dragons just is not really performing as well as I wish it would. Insidious Roots, it just feels like there's so much grave hate that I'm just not entirely confident that Roots is a good option either. Because like the three decks that kind of scratched the itch were definitely Dragons, Bounty Hunters, and Roots. Dragons the most out of all of it, though. It definitely lined up with my play patterns that I like, of ramp, tap out control, and just getting value, right? I think it definitely played into my preferred play styles, and that's why I definitely felt the most engaged with Dragons. So, those are kind of my thoughts overall right now. I'll have to give it some more contemplation over the next couple days. But I think this weekend we'll definitely be playing some more Modern. Maybe that will give me a good opportunity to pause breathe and reevaluate. And maybe I just play Modern and go, you know what? Modern's fantastic. I love Modern. We're just going to play Modern. Screw Standard. Which initially, to be completely transparent, was my initial thought process. But then I qualified for the RC at RC Vegas? Yeah, it was Vegas. And I was like, well, I got the invite. I can't defer it to like 2 seasons away for Modern. So I guess I will play Standard and try and find something I like. And if I find something I like, then I'll play it. Found something I like, but just might not be viable in the current meta. I think if I think if is it as a general like color was tuned down a bit, then maybe. Like if the meta was like full on mono red aggro, absolutely dragons would be great. But into lessons, into is it, I'm just not sure. I think Storm Chaser's talent just, I think it is doing pretty well for the Is It decks. Maybe we see a BNR prior to Portland or prior to Milwaukee, but I'm doubtful they hit anything right now. I would be a bit surprised, but we'll have to wait and see. Either ways, though, that there will end tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me in both my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you reached the point of the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you would like to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can find these videos ad-free and early. With that being said, though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!